Okay, so for lesson 15 of Unit 2, we're just kind of talking about more ways to multiply. Just continue practicing our multiplication 2-digit by 2-digit. And what I have here are 3 methods. But what I want you to notice is that steps kind of fall off. So first, in our expanded notation, this is method number 1. You see that I wrote out each individual equation, okay? And then I wrote them out, the answers, and I added them, okay? The next step, where we're trying to get you to go, is to drop off the equation part, do that equation math in your head, because those are all multiplying by tens and 100s, and we spent a lot of time practicing multiplying by tens and hundreds. You come over here to the shortened expanded notation, and I personally, this is my favorite way. This is the way I've been doing my multiplication for a while now. It just keeps me in check. I don't have to worry about carrying anything or adding anything extra. It's very straightforward. I do my equations in my head. I start with my bigger numbers. 30 times 50 is 1,500. Then I go 50 times 8. Then I say 30 times 9, and then 8 times 9. So I work from the left to the right when I'm doing my multiplication. So all I did was these 2 numbers, then I did this, then I did this, and then I did this. So I kind of did the backwards W of the shortcut method. And then I added them up. Now, the shortcut method that we've all been doing now is just a shortened, condensed version of number 2. If you look very carefully, and I did this on purpose, you see how these 2 numbers right here equal 1,900? Where do you find that in the shortcut method? Right there. Even if this is an x, we know that that x represents what? 0. Very good. Then if I look at this right here, 270 plus 72 is 342. Where do I see that? Right there. So do you see how pieces start falling off? Okay, so instead of writing 4 numbers in method number 2, in the shortcut version, you're condensing them into 2 numbers. So that's the major differences between expanded notation, that's actually pulling out the equations, shortened expanded notation, which is getting rid of the equations and just writing your partial products. And then in the shortcut method, you're pushing them all together and doing all that work in a itty-bitty tight, neat little package. Okay? So I'm going to do 2 and 3 from page 79 for you. I'm going to do 1 shortcut method and 1 shortened expanded notation method. So you have 2 more examples in your notebook, and it'll be on this video as well so that you have it as a resource for tonight. But at this point in the game, you need to choose which multiplication method is working for you. If you're not ready for the shortcut method and you're not getting the answers correct, go back to the method that you were getting them right. You need to make it work for you. Everybody is different. That is why I've been showing you different methods. Okay? So let's look at number 2 on page 79, which is 43 times 22. I'm going to do the shortened expanded notation so that you can see kind of my thinking. If you want to write along with me in your notebook or in your practice book, you can do that as well. But 43 times 22, the first thing I think of is 40 times 20, which is 800. Then I think 40 times 2, which is 80. Then I think 3 times 20, which is 60. And then I think 3 times 2, which is 6. And if you're not sure what I did there, I did the FOIL method. first, outer, inner, last. I did this first 40 and 20. Then I did 40, outer, and the 2. Then I did inner, 3 times 20. And then I did 3 times 2. First, outer, inner, last. But I did all of that in my head, which 99% of you can do. Okay, now I just add them. 6, 8 plus 6 is 14, 9, 46. Now, if that one doesn't make any sense to you and the shortcut method does, use the shortcut method, because all you're doing is condensing these 2 boxes down. That's what you're doing. So in the shortcut method, I go 43 times 22. I say 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. I think there's an 80 and a 6 over here. Placeholder, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. There's an 800 and a 60 over here. 6, 4, 946. So I just showed you 2 different ways to do the same problem. You need to take ownership of one of them, that you understand 100%, and that you're going to get your answers right every single time. You need to be comfortable with it. Because everybody's brain is wired differently. Let's do 25 times 15. I go first is 20 times 10, which is, thank you, 200. Then I do outer, 20 times 5 is 100. Then I'm going to do inner, 5 times 10. And then I'm going to do outer, 5 times 5, 25. Then I'm going to add it up, 5, 7, 375. In the shortcut method, I would do 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 more is 12. There's my 100, there's my 25. Okay. Placeholder, 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 1 is 2. Same answer. So like I said, you need to choose the method that works for you. If one makes more sense over the other, and you need to see your add-ins, do the shortened expanded notation. If you are okay with condensing it down and kind of doing some of that adding, some of the adding of these numbers in your head, then do the shortcut version.